when we want to create something inside of ourselves, because you might not say, no, yeah, I know, no, of course, I don't go for the car, I don't go for the success in the business, even though you should. But I go for inner values, I want to be more patient, I want to be more loving to myself, I want to be more respectful to myself, I want to set better boundaries this year, and all these kind of things. And when you say that, you might feel in one way or another that you are protecting yourself, but you need to understand that your system, as you're functioning now at this very moment, is a perfectly designed team that has learned to work together, to respect each other enough so that they can make the next round. Yeah, so that, for example, to make that clear what I mean, perhaps you want a new relationship, but there is another aspect inside of yourself that says, no, I don't want a new relationship. The last ones were so, I don't want. So what are you going to do? The both of them are agreeing, yes, you want to be with men, you can be with men, but take then men that are not available. Yeah, so that you don't go really into a relationship. And both aspects are happy. One is flirting and is going with relationships and keeps yeah, it's nice. And the other one is sure that you won't go really into a relationship. And you can keep this example for almost everything that you do. So we have an inner team, or inner children, inner aspects that have kind of agreed in a certain way to function, yeah, that to the outside doesn't create what you want. But why does it do like that? Why is it working like it? It has a task that it cannot not fulfill. It needs to protect you, or it needs to go for some needs, which it feels is so important, yeah, that you have to have it. So these are your gatekeepers for safety and for need fulfillment. Very important ones. But what do those aspects do when they are in calm? What do those aspects do when they feel that their needs are fulfilled and it is totally safe? Basically, it's always about safety, because also need fulfillment brings kind of safety. So when I'm respected, then I'm safe. When I am acknowledged, then I'm seen. When I'm seen, I can, can my needs fulfilled. I can do what I want when I'm seen. Now, so you can take any internal need, which goes always first on values and later on criteria how to fulfill it, how you know to fulfill it. But they go for that, and they have to go for that. So when they are fulfilled and when they are really feeling safe, what do they do then? And here organic development comes in. I have, in my researches, in my work with people for now, I'm working with people for more than 30 years, but organic development, or even like in the very first steps, I'm working with it now like 9 years or something like that. And organic development acknowledges a fact which I have observed now so many times, that every inner aspect of us has a capacity to work out of self-protection and need fulfillment. But in the moment it comes into peace, it wants to enrich the environment. It wants to add something. And this is with us humans like that, because we want to contribute towards the society, towards our community. We want to add something. And also in animal world you see that, yeah, because it is a system which is based in the limbic system of our brain and the brainstem. And when those ones are in peace, yeah, they are automatically coming into the movement of enriching. And I saw that every single aspect has a signature. I call it the always visible, unchangeable signature of an aspect. And that is visible as well when we are acting out of self-protection and need fulfillment, as much as when we are going into enrichment. And I think that you by yourself already know that you have certain aspects that in certain contexts feel so safe that they can work in enriching ways. Many coaches have that. Yeah, when they are really coaching and are shifting their energy, yeah, then they can be doing intuitively of what is right, not busy anymore to find a strategy, to go really out of self-protection or need fulfillment. But they know also in other contexts they can't let go control. They want to help, they must do things. And many of us are knowing these kind of patterns. And when you look at it, be it like speaking your mind or doing other things, yeah, so how do you do your thing? You do it, everything has a capacity to go into need fulfillment, self-protection, and it has a capacity to go in enrichment. So when you now want to develop something inside of yourself, certain capacities, you ignore actually that what is there, because perhaps in a meeting you feel shy and you say, no, I must be assertive, I have to say something. So, and what you then do is to reject your shy part. You don't see that this shy part inside of you has also this wave, this unchangeable, always visible essence as signature, and it can move towards enriching for you. It is there, and it is a highly valued aspect, and you need it. It is also your strength. So let us keep it shortly on the shyness. So when you shy in meetings, and now out of self-protection, you don't talk. And yes, it's all out of our past and stuff like that. Of course, I am very much aware of that. But seeing this essence, which in this case might just be that, because most shy people, they are very much alert on how other people are reacting, if it is safe to say something, and they rather through their filters see people, yeah, that is not safe because of the internal movie they're running, and then they don't talk. And but just imagine that it is safe for this aspect, yeah, that the needs are fulfilled and it is safe. What is left over is simply the ability to not directly shoot with what you want to say, but to stay in connection with the people and the surrounding, yeah, to be very much aware of what is going on and taking everything into account in connection with all. You are saying something or not. Both is possible. Because sometimes we can also just sometimes better not say something, and to say that why do I waste my time to tell people something they can't understand? Yeah. So it's also good to do that and just to listen to what other people say. But when you are knowing that, yes, I can, they can understand what I'm saying, or you feel you would want them to know, then you do and you can. But you don't just do it out of, I must tell myself. This is pure need fulfillment. When people are assertive and always have to share what they think and say, it is also a beautiful part, but it is also out of a need fulfillment. But your way, in case you are shy in meetings and you don't dare too much to talk, it is the way as you contribute in connection with the people, and you determine by yourself what you want to say, if you want to put your energy into it or not. Yeah, and that is visible when you do it pure out of wisdom, when you do it pure out of this connection, and when you stay in connection, and you don't have to always say something. Yeah, then you also can use pure your intuition. And you might say things that is even kind of amazing to yourself that you said that. You might have ideas that you did not think about before, because you can stay quiet. And that's also shyness. Yeah, but you will miss that point of this brilliant quality totally if you are not seeing it. And if you say, for this year, I want to be more assertive. This year, I will really speak up my mind. Yeah, but then you want to be someone you are not, and you're not using the quality as you are able to bring it into the world. And this connection that you have with yourself, that you really say a full-hearted yes to who you are, that is actually the only thing that is needed for those aspects to feel safe. What we want to believe to the outside, some people believe, I'm also one of them, and probably you also, you believe that life is not just by mistake and full of nonsense that should not have happened or should not happen. But you believe that the things are happening in your life with a purpose, that life is kind of designed in a way, in a purposeful and meaningful way, even though we don't always get what we want, and sometimes it's painful. But we have learned that we are growing into this pain. These pains are inviting us to do something. And we have started perhaps to have a more positive attitude towards life. And this year, I really love to invite you to do that with yourself. Believe that you are part of nature and that there is nothing, not even a single thing inside of you that is wrong. There are aspects inside of ourselves that feel unsafe and act out of self-protection and need fulfillment. But we can create this environment for those aspects, that they feel safe, that their needs are fulfilled, and then they move automatically, organically towards enriching. And that is predetermined. This is designed. This wave, this always visible, unchangeable signature of your aspects, that is your authentic human nature. That is the energy that you bring into life in this way or in that way, but it is a perfect design, and you are perfectly designed for 2026. And I love you to see that. I love you to look for those essences, for those very unique, special, unchangeable signatures. Every single aspect inside of you have. When you now look into of what you want to do, and when you are wanting to be more this or that, first look in what is it actually really, when it would be having no fear, no labels about, when you can cut it off from the past and the experiences you had with it when it was feeling unsafe. And the more you want to change it, the more we want to be someone else than that we are, the more unsafe and the more scary it becomes for those aspects. So the more they actually have to act in self-protective ways. So if you want to create something for 2026, I invite you to invest some little time into developing this relationship you have with yourself, to start seeing yourself in your fullness, in this powerful you that you actually are, and that you perhaps think twice when you want to change something inside of you, that you want to develop certain things and traits and behaviors that you want to change. Even when it comes to, I want to go to the gym, I want to go to, when you think that this is self-care, this is self-love. Yeah? I really love you to look at your goals that you set for 2026 and to become really very much aware of it. What is it actually? Am I busy to fulfill needs and to protect myself from past pains? Or am I really moving towards enrichment? And when you want to spend some time with it, so that the energy that you put into achieving your targets, and when you want to really to create enrichment for yourself in respect to who you really are, and really are means who you are now, not some mind-made you that you think is your real self. Yeah, that is kind of having all kind of requirements so that you can say, oh, that's my real me. But when you really, really open your arms and your heart for who you are now, those aspects start to feel safe. And to see the waves the unchangeable, always visible signatures. That creates a shift for your mind to say yes. And instead of wanting to do away with who you are, thinking it just needs to be healed more and all this kind of accept more that it is part of me, then you miss the point. It wants to be seen as this beautiful aspect inside of you. It wants to be that you are happy that it is there and not just to accept. Accepting isn't enough to feel safe. Just to be accepted as a part of a family, but actually not liked, no, does not give you the nourishing grounds for organic development just to happen and to be observed. So if you find that interesting, join my webinar that I'm sharing with you in the beginning of the year in some dates that you find in the post, and examine your targets that you're setting, and create then also this supportive environment for yourself. And we do that together. We do that together in the group. We do that together with inspiring and supporting ourselves to stay aligned with saying full-heartedly yes to who we are. And then our aspects are not going anymore trying to fulfill themselves in the outer world, but they feel it deeply from the inside just by being with you, just by being with someone you feel so much loved by. So there's nothing that you want to add there. You're just so happy you want to be with that person all the time. Be that person you want to be with all the time.